Hello and welcome back to Let's Play Shadow of Memories, and it's looking like this might be the last time, given that we're about to enter a chapter entitled Epilogue. So let's see if we get any answers as to the rather confusing plot laid out before us. Hugo, our nemesis, was erased from existence in the last chapter, as regular viewers will recall, so let's see how things are wrapped up and explained, if at all.
Was it all for you? You used me to make sure that you would be created, that no one would rewrite that part.
Now, let's not have all this unpleasant talk about use. I mean, who cares really? Yes, you meant to preserve my destiny. If you'd been killed, I would never have been born. Immortality has its perks, but you have to be given life.
I see. So I was just being used. All your talk about an ancestor, was that just to get me to go back to that time?
Well, how should I know? Oh, by the way, I need the Digipack back.
What would happen if we just kept it?
Farewell, then. I meant to preserve my own life,
But what?
oh, nothing. I just had this bad feeling. Did your actions really manage to change the flow of events? Anyway, I suppose we won't be seeing each other again. Your fate's in your own hands now, I'm afraid.
Well, you were kind of useless by chapter 8 anyway.
Goodbye.
Hey! It's over. Finally over. Man, this has been the longest day of my life. The streetlights seem so bright. Never noticed that before.
No,
I
they
guess I just took
don't.
it all for granted, but this place can be so beautiful.
Okay, I think now it's just advertising the PS2, which
Everything
was
has
new at the
really.
time.
I just never realized it. The trees and the air and the small things you do every day, the way time passes, all beautiful. That's what life's all about. And it was staring me in the face all this time.
Okay, a bit of impromptu Russian philosophy there. And he gets run over by a truck. Or not.
All the stars up there. I must be lucky. I know how beautiful it is to be alive.
Oh, okay.
Hey, dude, I think it's a drunk or something. Aren't we the ones who are like smashed? Right on, dude. So it's like join the club.
I hate you both to the ends of the earth.
Catch you later, dude. You're gonna like get run over or something if he stays there.
Curse you, narrative causality. You know, you'd think the events of the game would have taught him to be slightly less fucking dumb. Apparently that's the ending. Ending C. Ike laments that if he could only do it over again, just one more time, possibly skipping the cutscenes this time, things might make more sense. The end. Oh, okay, well that was unexpectedly brief. I didn't realise we were at the epilogue, you see. Okay. That was the ending of Shadow of Memories. I should point out that the game is designed to make sense after about 6 playthroughs, which may explain the vast number of unanswered questions we are left with, such as why was Ike so compelled to give the Philosopher's Stone to Wagner in the first place? Who the hell was the fortune teller? Are we just supposed to assume that psychic powers exist in this world, or was she someone relevant? I never figured that out myself. And I think most pertinent of all, what the fuck was actually happening? Okay, so thank you for watching Let's Play Shadow of Memories. You can go now if you like. There is going to be no more gameplay footage. I may return to this in the future, as obviously it's a game best viewed through multiple playthroughs. However, not going to be continuing with it straight away, and I make no guarantees that I will continue with it at all. Because if you start doing things like that, then you just get bundled up into projects you never wanted to do. Okay, for those of you who are still here, I'm going to try and understand the ending, or rather the entire plot, and if any of you would like to chip in with helpful comments, that would be helpful. So we have the identity of the murderer, or the would-be murderer, Hugo Wagner, and his motive for killing Ike is presumably that Ike's arrival and his delivery of the Philosopher's Stone to Dr. Wagner caused the big explosion that caused Wagner's disappearance. I think. So Hugo thinks that by going into the future and killing Ike will stop Ike from ever having come back into the past and lured his father away. I think. Or was it more that... I can't remember the dialogue of Chapter 8 so much, but was it more that he was trying to acquire the Philosopher's Stone himself and find a way to resurrect his mother? That was a mixture of the two. In short, he blamed Ike for his problems. The trouble with that is, and this is the big problem with time travel stories, it's clearly intended to be cyclic in a sort of ironic sort of way. It's using the self-fulfilling prophecy schmuck, in as much as it is ironic that Ike, in attempting to prevent his own death, causes his own death, or that is to say, gives the murderer his motive. But, you know, if we're in this kind of this time loop of the cycle was caused by someone attempting to avoid the cycle, you know, what started it off the first time? You know, Hugo must have had a motive to kill Ike, other than that Ike travelled back in time, and, you know, because Ike wouldn't have travelled back in time in the first place if Hugo wasn't trying to kill him. I know the whole thing is supposed to be cyclic, but you know, you can't draw a circle without putting pencil to paper in one particular spot to begin with, even if you then just continue to go round and round and round until the lead falls to bits. Yeah, I think that analogy worked. So it's a bit cyclic, but maybe that's something explained in the other endings. Maybe that's intended to be ambiguous. That's the real problem. If that's not explained in the other endings, then that's the real problem I have with it, because there's got to have been some... This is the trouble with time travel, though. You know, the very concept of going back in time is a crime against logic, but a fascinating one. So I think those are all my ramblings. It's left somewhat ambiguous as to whether Margaret and the Wagners were in fact Ike's ancestors. Make of that what you will. I have only seen one other ending for this game, and it was ages ago, so I'm not calling on any details from that in my interpretation, unless my recollection be faulty. So yeah. Other than that, this is an enjoyable game, and please don't think that I tear it to pieces or heavily dislike it, because I don't. For a game with almost no actual gameplay, it's incredibly compelling, and just trying to figure out the plot is in itself admirable, always assuming there are answers to be found, and I may have to revisit this and look at the other endings to find out if there are. So leave any pertinent comments you would like. I will be back with new projects in the future, or possibly I will go back in time and make them before, but probably in the future. Yeah. Okay, thank you for watching. I've been Matto, one of Idle Swine Productions. This has been Shadow of Memories. Goodbye.